I just want to talk about quality television right now. Peak cartoon television. We are really excited and been pumping for the DuckTales 2017 reboots. They brought Scrooge McDuck back, Donald Duck back, Huey, Dewey, and Louie are back in this, and it is the peak of cartoon television. I'm going to give a quick rundown of season 1 and explain a few things and a few characters so you can see that this is television you need to be watching right now. No more ado, get into it. I'm not going to go through every single character because there's so many and it's so expansive, so there's certain things I'm going to leave out. Donald Duck, broken but he's taking care of his nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. We all know them. They like doing pranks and things like that, so Donald, being broke, he's looking for a job, he finds an interview, he's about to get the interview, but he has to get someone to watch the kids. So he's forced to go and meet Scrooge again. These kids have no idea that their uncle is the richest duck in Duckburg, that Uncle Scrooge. Scrooge is actually tricked into taking care of the kids. And so when the kids meet Uncle Scrooge, they're like, yo, man, like, why'd you never tell us you were our uncle, dude? Like, yo, you live in this mansion by yourself? Louie, rudest of all, is like, yo, used to be a big deal. What happened to you, man? Yo, that hurts Scrooge to the core, right? So he wants to get back to the adventure game. He's thinking, I still got this. He literally puts the kids away in a room by themselves, and they meet the girl, Webby. Webby is Mrs. Beakley's granddaughter. Mrs. Beakley, this time around, isn't just a maid. She's a old school agent. Think like James Bond style. She's better than James Bond. Her granddaughter, Webby, she's got hands, she's got gadgets, she tracks the McDuck clan, Scrooge's whole line, she knows all about them, she's got conspiracy theory lines, things going on all over the place. Webby is the best. She tells them all about their history and their clan. And also they find out that their Uncle Donald was a world-class adventurer. They're like, that's no way, that can't be him. So they break out the room, they go into the garage where Scrooge keeps all the supernatural stuff, and they accidentally release this dragon, and this dragon feeds on gold. And this big bank, the dragon tries to go escape there, and all the kids come together with Scrooge to take down the dragon. And Scrooge is like, yo, you gotta be kidding me, man. You kids just proved to me that family is nothing but trouble. But I like trouble, and I miss it. So the kids got him, feeling good, like, let's get back in the adventure game, and he's gonna invite them to live with him. After that big adventure with the dragon, they go back into Scrooge's garage, and there's a portrait there. And Dewey was looking at it earlier, but then he noticed that the portrait is like slightly torn at the top. And he goes forward and he sees that there's Donald Duck swinging from a rope, looking up. Scrooge is at the bottom fighting a pirate, and then he pulls back the torn piece to like reveal the whole portrait. And there's a girl duck there, and she's fighting another pirate at the top. And Dewey's like, Mom? We got Della Duck. Dewey is like a detective going through the series trying to find what happened to Mom. He hasn't shared this information with anybody else yet, just Webby. And they find out through going to a library that she had a whole like bat cave there, and there's something called the Spirit's Lane, and that's the last they ever heard of her. So Dewey's still trying to figure this out with Webby, and he's going through all these clues and everything like that. It isn't until they get to the McDuck household and they're visiting Scrooge's parents that more information is revealed. So they get caught in these corridors, and that's where Dewey finally reveals, like, all right, I've been searching at their mom, and I know little bits and pieces of like what happened to her, right? And they're finding one last piece of information that could lead them to Della Duck. The Sun Chaser gets stuck, and they find that last clue, but it gets blown out of the airplane. Dewey, he's out on the plane. My man, wind blowing through his hair, whipping and whatnot, and he's going for that little clue. It's like a little piece of paper. It's all they need to complete this picture. And he's about to grab it, and his family is telling him, Huey is telling him, yo, stop, this isn't worth it. You're gonna risk your whole family for this? We got a great family, we're back together again, we're adventuring, it's not worth it. My man throws the walkie-talkie, like, I ain't trying to hear all that. And he goes and he grabs a piece of information, and he looks at Scrooge, he's like, I wanna know the truth. I wanna know what happened to Mom. And Scrooge's like, all right, I'll tell you. Just come back with me, I'll tell you. They get back inside the Sun Chaser. Scrooge lays it down. All right, the Spirit's Lane, the reason you couldn't find anything about it was because it was a top secret project. It was a spaceship. It was a gift for Della that I was going to give to her. Della being Della, she jumped into the spaceship earlier than we anticipated, and she just had to go and take it out. She flew out of atmosphere, but there was a cosmic storm. Lightning struck. She went out of orbit. That's the last I heard of her. But the kids are like, oh, okay, cool. So you're the reason our mom is gone. And that's where Scrooge, he separates from the family. He's like, I knew it. Family is nothing but trouble. He kicks everybody out, goes back to being himself. And then he just, one thug tear down his face. That is extreme storytelling, people. What? Morticia comes in, and she was trying to get Scrooge's lucky dime. So she finally got him. And the family has to come back, and then everyone comes back to help Scrooge out. And through that action, He's like, you actually helped bring my family together by coming to try and attack me. So I gotta actually thank you for that. As the show closes out and they're doing like a report about the family being back together again, we're then transported to the moon. And we see someone working on a television through some spare parts. And what appears on the television screen is McDuck and his boys. And then we see this person that was working on this TV screen, zooms into her face, lifts up the glasses, it's Della Duck. What? Della Duck is still alive, she's out there on the moon, how did she survive? We saved that for season 2. So, that was a quick rundown, a very, very quick rundown of season 1 of DuckTales Reboot. Hopefully you will go and check it out. Go check out the reboot. You're gonna love it.